Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Being Wise, where I summarize important life affirming ideas from the books I've read. I chose these specific ideas because I related to them. I felt they were very relevant to my life, and hence I think it may also benefit others. Today's idea is form high quality relationships with people, ideas, and objects. This idea is from the book In Search of Civilization by John Armstrong. It's a kind of a popular philosophy tied up with personal experiences. It's a wonderful book that I've really gained a lot from. The idea of forming high quality relationships, at least in the context of human relationships, it's a very obvious idea that we've already heard a lot about. But here, when we say relationships, we are going to define it much widely, which will include ideas and objects, both material and non-material. So this would include a relationship with a book, a relationship with a piece of music. It could be a relationship to your career or a craft or a hobby. It could be a relationship to your car, or it could be a relationship with other people in your lives. The point is that our life, truth be told, contains more than just people. Ideas and objects, both material and non-material, form a key part of our lives. So what do we mean by high quality relationships, and when can we say that a relationship is a high quality relationship? So high quality relationship is characterized when your relationship with that particular idea or a person or the object is based on their inherent primary characteristics. This is easier to understand in the context of human relationships. Take an example of a friend. You love a friend because of the way he or she inherently is, or the way he or she makes you feel. It is not because he or she is rich or she has a high status in society. So that is why in the most deepest of relationships, we call it as love, because we love someone for who they are and not because of the secondary characteristics. Now consider this in the context of a book. It would be a low quality relationship when you like a book only because your friends like it, or it's very cool to like that particular book. Now it would be a high quality relationship when you like the book because you form a deeper association with the book and its author. You really connect with the ideas, and the book also reflects a part of yourself. Now consider this in the context of choosing a career or a craft. Say that you want to be a writer. Now you need to have a high quality relationship with the process of writing. Now if you're just wanting to be a writer because it sounds cool, or you want to make lots of money or be famous, then you do not have a quality relationship with the craft or the process, and hence you will not derive satisfaction from that. So what are the implications of high quality relationships? Why is forming high quality relationship very important? Well, the first benefit is that you feel more satisfied and fulfilled in high quality relationships. Say you have a high quality relationship with a friend, which is a very deep friendship. You feel really satisfied against compared to making a transactional conversation with another acquaintance. So a deeper friendship is more fulfilling and more meaningful. Take the context of a craft, teaching or writing. Now if you really love the process and really love the activity for its inherent characteristics, then you will enjoy every moment of practicing the craft. The second benefit is that high quality relationships are transformative. Now here we could take an example of a celebrity or a role model whom you really admire. You might want to pick up some of their good characteristics, but that does not happen instantly. Just because you consider someone as a role model, you still do not end up learning a lot from them. But look at this way. If you really do a lot of research on them, if they have written a book, read about it. If there are books on them, read about it. Read articles about them. Listen to their interviews. And then the transference is much more, and progressively, even with those people whom you don't really meet, you can form a high quality relationship, which will in turn impact how you act and behave. So the learning and transference is much more pronounced in a high quality relationship. The same applies to a book. Say you want to pick up some key ideas from a book and hope that it impacts your life. Now, you really need to have a high quality relationship with the book or the particular idea, and without that, it's not going to impact you. Yes, you will have some sort of a relationship which might be low to medium quality, but the potential for maximum transformation is not going to be a reality unless you form a high quality relationship with the book or the idea. The third benefit of high quality relationships is that they really help you when you're in distress or going through low phases in your life. Now again, in the context of friendships, it is only those friends where you build a deep friendship and have a high quality relationship who are going to stay with you during your low phases and during distressing times. The other people are not going to be there for you. A few years ago, I was watching the movie Lincoln. It's about Abraham Lincoln as a president during the years of US Civil War, and it was a really tough time for him. He had to make a lot of decisions, and so one night he is very stressed and unable to sleep. So he goes to his library and picks out a poem and reads it, and that offers him solace. And that worked because Lincoln, right from his childhood, was a voracious reader. So he had formed high quality relationships with books and literature, which always came to his help when he was in distress, and he found answers in them. In good times, all sorts of relationships are fine: low quality, high quality, medium quality. It's fine, you'll still sail through and you won't face much of a problem. But during your low phases or distressing times, it is only the high quality relationships that's going to help you. So we have been emphasizing on the importance of high quality relationships and its benefits, but then how do we develop a high quality relationship? First, you decide that this particular relationship with a person or the idea or the object is important to you, and hence you decide that you want to forge that into a high quality relationship. So the decision comes first. You must have the intention that this relationship has to be a high quality relationship because it's important to me. Second, you try to learn more about whatever that is. For example, if you want to further your relationship with a person, you will try to understand them better and know about them better. Similarly, it's with ideas. If it's a book, then spend more time with it. Spend more time understanding the idea. If it's a celebrity or a role model, read about them. Read the books they've written. Read the books about them. Third, you could do some focused reflection on that particular thing and reflect what your relationship with that person or the object or idea means to you. For example, take this particular idea of high quality relationships. When I read this idea for the first time in the book, of course I realized it was a very impactful idea. It captivated me, but that does not mean that I found a high quality relationship with that. It was just a starting of a relationship. I realized that it was something really powerful, but then that was that. And then of course, over the years, I have gone back and read the book multiple times and thought about this idea, and of course my relationship with this idea has progressed. And when I had to make this video, I had to go back to the book, clarify my thoughts even further, and then elaborate it. So this has further improved my relationship with the idea. So now I believe that this idea will play a much more important role in my life because I've been progressively increasing the quality of the relationship I have with the idea. Now, as we just discussed, a relationship may not always start as a high quality relationship. It might be a incremental relationship that ends up being a high quality relationship. Take for the example, you see a beautiful woman and then you have a crush on her, and then as time goes, you develop a friendship with her and it becomes a beautiful relationship. Now what starts out as a low quality relationship, which is a crush or an infatuation, which develops into a much higher quality relationship of trust. Now you could also take another example of a book. Say you start reading a book because you thought it was cool to read that book, or your friends were reading it, or it was trending on social media. But when you read the book, you realize that you really connect with the book and its author. And then if you really like the book, you would go back and read certain parts of it a few more times, and then progressively you will develop a high quality relationship. This is also applicable in terms of a career. You may take up a career because of its secondary characteristics like good pay or a stable career trajectory. But then, even as you're working, you develop expertise, and then you form a deeper relationship with the activity that you're doing. So, even though you did not start out in that path for the best reasons, but as you involve and engage in the activity, you develop your relationship, and that becomes a high quality relationship. So, the point to remember is that you don't have to begin as a high quality relationship. It is that you have to understand something is important and then consciously build that high quality relationship. But here's the thing, can you form high quality relationships with anything and whatsoever? The answer is no. As a thumb rule, you can only form high quality relationships with those things, people, or objects that have inherent value, truth, or goodness. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's take this in the context of human relationships. Can you form a high quality relationship with a person who is selfish and very transactional? You cannot, right? No matter how much effort you put into that relationship, if the other person is not willing and is selfish and transactional, the relationship is never going to progress into a high quality relationship. The same applies with ideas, objects, both material and non-material. The particular thing must have some inherent value, goodness, beauty, or truth. Now, that is why you cannot form a high quality relationship with binge watching Netflix. The activity can only offer so much, it only has so much depth. On the other hand, consider something like practicing music, or a conversation with a true friend, or even the practice of journaling. These activities have a great amount of depth and they offer true value, and hence you will find that these are really effective activities that help you in times of distress and are also transformative. And if there is something in your life that constitutes a substantial portion of your life with which you're not able to form a high quality relationship, then I think you must let it go. It will not add value in the long term. A life filled with high quality relationships will be good, fulfilling, joyful, and meaningful. Now, again, in our busy everyday lives, it would be unwise to expect that every single of a relationship with each element in our life to be a high quality relationship. We simply have only so much time and attention. Low quality relationships also have their utility and help make a smoother life. But at least for those aspects which form a critical part of your life, which is the core of your life, with those aspects, it may be the people closest to you, your job, your hobby, or even ideas that drive you. You must attempt to forge high quality relationships with these. That was the idea for today. If you found it interesting, do go check out the book In Search of Civilization by John Armstrong. Today's idea was just one little idea from the book. There are many more in it. It is a book that has helped me clarify a lot of my own inner conflicts and helped me clarify what is worthy in life. Of course, that is something that's always in process. I'll meet you with another idea next time. Until then, goodbye.